release any type of funding that we are contributing and might as well take it back to us, well, then that's a conversation we need to have, because apparently Plan A is not working. We already, I believe Chief and Chief Salinas are already in contact. There's no, I guess, communication there fast enough. Maybe there is, but not fast enough, should we per se, because these things are going on. And so therefore, it kind of puts them in jeopardy, and it kind of puts the citizens in jeopardy as well. And all these, other things. So, I mean, if having somebody who's gonna be out there at the jail, magistrating these people, well, then maybe that's when you need to be talking about. Because again, the talks, we can talk all, every day, every single day, but evidently, something's not being done.
Yeah, Councilman, I don't disagree. It is a problem. I think we all know that it's a problem that needs to be corrected, and, we're working on it. The city and the county we don't have a whole lot of control over the jail, but we're working on it. And so, and it is a priority. But we recognize what the police is doing, and I know from their perspective, it's frustrating, and I think we all share that.
I have one last question.
Yes, ma'am.
So the ones that don't have capacity, does that mean that they were accepted?
No, these are all refusals. I just don't have
The reason.
the exact reason for it.
Oh, okay. So do we know how many were?
How many were what?
Those are just
Were
the refusals.
Refusals?
Accepted.
Accepted, 23.
Okay,
That's what we arrested for in the morning. We
okay.
had just a little over 50%, a little over 50%.
Mhm.
Council, do you have any other questions for the chief?
Thank you, Chief, for all you do.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you all. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, chief.
Thank you, sir.
Moving on next, Public Works. Yomi, welcome.
So y'all know Council Hector's out, so Yomi is the fill-in, so be gentle.
So please refer to your packets for the monthly work order totals, but they're also here for July. And please keep in mind, those totals do not reflect the daily scheduled maintenance that they also perform. For Streets Department this month, in July, they completed 4 lot cleans on West Brazos, South Apple, Rio Grande, and North Chestnut. The Streets Department also installed LED stop signs for the 2 new school crossings on Marco. And they also completed a small drainage ditch project on South Elm and East Leelanau. And that was done to improve the flow of water. For the Water Department, they continue to work with Elston Johnson Consulting to update the risk assessment report for the EPA. And for the Service Center, they received the delivery of the new sign that's gonna go out front, and so we're excited about that. Should be going up pretty soon.
No, what, really?
So does anybody have any questions for the Public Works Department?
Thank you.
Okay.
Mayor.
All right, Yomi, thank you very much. Moving on, we move to
Mayor. Hey, did we skip over, animal control?
animal control. Chief, you wanna give us an update?
Sure. Sorry, apologize. I don't have that picture with me.
Here you go.
What,
I'm sorry, why is it not giving a report?
I'm sorry?
why isn't he?
He's community development.
He's code enforcement.
Oh,
So, there's a lot of different categories, just to see if I can go through as quick as I can. We had a total in Shelter beginning of the month of 5 impounded, 5. 5 of those were dogs. We don't accept cats at this time because the facility doesn't accept cats. We also don't have anywhere where we could store livestock, so we're gonna be taking that out.
Take your pick, there's so many properties around town.
Wildlife is something he deals with pretty often, as far as skunks, possums, snakes, things like that. He did have 2 bite reports, 0 warnings, 0 citations. 18 reports. Dead animal removal, that one needs to be removed because streets department handles that for us.
So they're doing that now?
Yes.
Okay. I was asked about that.
We met with 14 citizens, 6 nuisance calls, return to yard 0, return to owner 2, return to wild 2, which I believe those are gonna be the wildlife that we had. Euthanize 6, I believe it was a slow month for that. Surrendered were 3. And at the end of the month, he had a total of 9 with 0 out in Frio County with ETG. That's what I have right now. Ethan on his own, is handling it primarily all on his own. So, it may not seem like much, but I can assure you he's busy throughout the day, either cleaning or maintaining, just keeping up with the shelter itself, which it definitely could use a little work, but we'll get there as soon as we can.
Council, you have any other questions for Chief? All right, Chief, thank you very much. Yes, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yolanda? Community development?
I'll start out with our building permits department, then we'll move to code enforcement, and, Robin will give that report for us. So, you have before you the, building permits department, report that we run. This report we run off of Encode, and if you'll notice that the report will give you who these permits were issued to on the first page. It'll also say total number of projects. This is 35. The total amount paid in permit fees was $11,606. The second page identifies the types of permits and how many were issued for that particular type of permit. For example, residential application fees, we issued 21 of those. And commercial application fees, we issued 14. 32 of the residential additions, or was that inspections?
It's inspection feedback.
Yeah, so just to give you an idea of what the breakdown is on these reports. We can also run reports, status reports, so if you wanted to hear about a specific case that's been filed and entered, Mr. Reyes will inquire, or allow inquire. We enter all our cases into iWork, so we know the status of where we're at. As far as plan reviews, inspections, who's been assigned that, so we have that capacity as well. And we're still working on getting the online payment, once our new website goes on, that will also be on there. We are working with another company called AOCA that we've visited with, where the contractors will be able to follow their inspections. They'll know exactly where and why they failed. They will have the use of it all be on digitized on their phones. They will also have access to, instead of the inspectors coming down, they can do them by using their cell phones as well. So that will be convenient. So that's another way that we're going to start streamlining the process. This company will also provide training to the contractors on how this new system will work. So we'll be setting that up as well for the contractors. And any homeowners, it'll be open to homeowners too, because they will have access if they're the ones that pull the permits. So they'll be able to follow. It's a very user-friendly application, so we're excited about that. For code enforcement, I'd like to first of all apologize that during the time that we were doing our presentations, We had all my department staff minus one, and that was our code enforcement officer. So I've asked him to come up here and give his monthly report for July, and also just a brief update on the Weedy Lot Operation Clean Cut. We will have, once we complete them all, we will have a presentation where we'll show you the before and afters, the cost of liens that were associated with those cleanups, and then what our next goal is in the Operation Clean Cut. So, Mr. Charles, you want to
Good evening. Okay, for those who don't know me, my name is Thomas David, I'm with Code Compliance. For the reports for the month of June, we had 21, and for the month of July, we had 25. Now, on the reports, these reports consist of all kinds of code violations. It doesn't just meet weedy lots, abatements and stuff like that. So you've got a mixture of illegal tampering, of water meters in buildings that Ms. Moran sends me out to go look at to make sure that they're complying with their offsets and if they have any storage buildings without a permit, stuff like that. These are the reports that also consist of. As the next report is a quarterly report, and we have 84 closed or resolved quarterly report. And we have 18 cases that are open and one pending further investigation. Now, on the pending and further investigation, that usually means either the owner is deceased and we're trying to find any heirs to that property so we can contact. If not, then the city would move forward with an abatement of that property. For the month of July, we started the clean cut program, and I'd like to thank Mr. Reyes for giving us the go ahead and move forward with this. We went, first one was on West Brazos, 721 on West Brazos. The second one was on South Apple. Third one was on East Rio Grande. And the fourth one was on North Chestnut. Now, what it takes for me to determine, many people ask me, what gives you the reason to go to those certain lots? It's that I take into consideration a lot of things. One, y'all might look at it as a weedy lot. I look at it as fire fuel. The grass catches on fire, ordinance says it's got anything taller than 12 inches. State law says anything taller than 48 inches. So, or anything that looks like a nuisance. So if the way I look at it, if it's a fire fuel and it's close to a structure, and is that structure close to another structure, we're looking at a big mess. So that's how I determine which properties we're gonna get cleaned first. And down the line, from month of August, we got 5 that are lined up in regards to properties. And after I make that determination on the life and safety of the public, then I look into the property owners. Are they capable of taking care of this property? Are they capable of coming and cleaning this property? Is there a property owner? We have several that the property owners are deceased. And now, there's some cases that I'm working on where out of a sudden, kids are popping out from left and right. There were how can I say, heirs that were abandoned years and years ago. But now that the property owner has passed away, they want to go ahead and proceed with trying to take over that property. But with that, if the city already abated that property, they're looking at it, and they understand that. I explain everything out to them in regards to that. Now, state law also allows us, if there's a life and safety issue with that property, state law allows us to go ahead and obey the city to abate the property and then send notice to the owners that the property was abated due to these reasons. But that I have to make all the determination. I gotta bring it before my supervisor, Ms. Moran, to see if everything fits. But my main priority is the safety of the citizens. Mr. Reyes brought one up on Chestnut, a perfect example. On one of the meetings we had, Mr. Reyes brought up one on Chestnut by the school, junior high. That one they're letting it go. The property owner doesn't want it, doesn't want to deal with it, so the city went ahead and abated. And while the city workers were working on the property, they got attacked by Africanized bees. So they had to stop the course, and then the bees were removed, and then they continued after that. My whole point of that is What if it was a student that was walking through that property, taking that shortcut or playing hide and go seek, whatever they do, kids do nowadays. And they were gotten stung by these African accents. So that's the reason why, if you see me out there, you're gonna see me out there in the back roads and the alleyways, all over the place, looking for these properties that need to be abated. And I'm gonna pick the ones that I feel that is a life and safety hazard.
Are you done, or do you have others?
No, we still have 5 more to go.
Okay.
And then we're gonna regroup again, and then see other properties, and even reach to the point of getting together with Mr. Reyes, Mr. Moran, and the demolition process. So that's what we're looking for.
We will, again, once these first 10 are done, part of that council, although it may not appear, there are properties that are being cleaned, but there is a lot in the record. So as best we can, we're thinking about identifying 10 a year, what we talked about. Ms. Moran is also aware, but they've done a great job. Ms. Moran, Donald, as far as the follow through. And, I think from my end, some of the progress that we've seen is being good. We just wanna make sure we keep it going. And part of the challenge we're gonna have is after we clean them, what you'll find weeks or months later is that the grass or things will start growing again. But our goal is to try to get somebody to buy the properties, to do something with them as opposed to just sitting there. That's what we're working on.
And one last thing, I wanna thank right-of-way crew, street department,
Yep.
utilities, gas department, they all have a part in it. From utilities all up to the right-of-way crew. So they all get involved with what we're doing.
They look great.
Thank you,
Very good. Thank you.
Good job.
And I'd like to thank Carlo, he's not only has he done an outstanding job in, when he was hired into jumping in and addressing these, code enforcement violations, under our, chapter 32 nuisance law, but it helps that he has the fire training as well, because when he's out there, he's also, like he stated, he's also looking for, life and safety issues. With regards to the Operation Clean Cut, we have gotten a lot of positive, I don't know if they've reached out to the council, but we have gotten a lot of positive feedback from the neighborhood. They'll come out and they all wanna know what's going on, and then they'll thank us, and some will even come over here wanting to find out if they can purchase the properties, or even like Mr. Esquivel stated, some of the heirs that we were not able to locate all of a sudden are now coming forth and are wanting to either clean the property themselves, or are starting to look into, okay, we need to take more ownership of this property. So some positive things are happening with this. We want to continue Operation Clean Cut year round. We will come back with you all with some alternative solutions, but it does take the entire departments that Gunnar mentioned, and so thank you all for that. I'll move forward to the library report. Library has been very active as well. You have before you the report. You can see all the summer recreation activities that went on. We added a lot of new activities. If you'll notice, we served over 3,000 patrons. 1,000 of those were walk-ins. We are looking at how we can improve membership. We're gonna do a membership drive so we can get more people to be interested in getting a library card. Our library revenue collection has also again increased, so we're working on that. We are doing some cosmetic changes in the library. We're painting the study room. We're gonna turn that into a study room for our youth, since they're gonna be out on Fridays. We hope to bring them in with some activities and also provide them a study room with computers where they can come in and do their homework and research. So we're also working on increasing the senior citizen program. We are going to reach out to the food bank and try to come up with a program where they can offer, right now we don't offer a meal, we're purchasing cookies and coffee and things like that, but we'd like to provide them not only the snacks, but also a meal, so we'll be working on that. Ms. Sarah Duran has been made official library coordinator, we do have an open position, that HR posted for a library aide. Any questions so far on any of these reports? I will do my community development, and then I'll turn it over to Mr. Otero for the Parks Department. Community development, again, Pizza Hut will be ready to do an open house, hopefully second week in September, and they are going all out, from what I understand from the contractors. Free food, games, activities, they're working closely with Ms. Bianca on that.